All right, guys, we're a couple weeks into the second half of 2024. I'm refreshed from an Alaskan cruise, little Seattle, avoiding bears. Shot off fireworks, still have all 10 fingers, and Nala's still snoring in the background after her emergency trip to the vet. She is okay. Now, it's been a pretty good start to the year. We came in here, despite hearing Mr. Holland's Opus style, recession, just clubbing us over the head. NASDAQ up approximately over 18%. Dow's up 4 and change. We've seen some positive numbers. Earnings are growing. Good things are happening despite us being told, hey, recession, country's heading in the wrong direction. All of it. I've heard some crazy things from prospects and clients alike. Even at the ball field, you're hearing it. But if you look at the earnings and numbers, it's been a good start. Let's cheers to that. If you stayed invested, stay focused on your long-term plan. It's not that easy, though. We're still waiting on a potential Fed rate cut, kind of, sort of, maybe, like when my kid asked if they can have a friend over, maybe later. And then also, I don't know if you've heard, I don't know anything about it, a presidential election coming up in November. That won't flood your social media feeds, every commercial time slot and everything else. So how do you, as the investor, stay focused on your long-term plan? That's where I come in. 5 things here we're going to go through in the second half of this video of how you stay focused on your long-term plan. How do you focus on your financial plan and don't get caught up in day-to-day headline-driven craziness, right? We're going to take a deep breath, pour yourself your favorite drink, and buckle up. Let's go. Now, the S&P 500 is up approximately 15+% to start the year. On the way of doing that, it's hit 30 new all-time highs, which is positive. But when people hear all-time high, they immediately come back with, aren't we due for a pullback? Now, if you look at the chart over here, we actually haven't had several all-time highs recently, right? You got 21, 22. We didn't have that many. And typically when the markets are going up, you continue to see more all-time highs. Look at 2020. Look how many are up there. So as much as it'd be nice to avoid the pullbacks and only buy low, sell high, the likelihood of doing that repeatedly is slim and none. The last person to claim to do it consistently was Bernie Madoff. So take it for what it is. Now, take a deep breath. Avoiding market downturns are in itself next to impossible. It's just part of investing. Now, the first half really driven by our AI stocks. You know those names. But in the last couple of weeks, you started to see rotation in other areas. So small caps. And that's why stay invested, stay focused on your plan. You got to cover all the bases, large, medium, small. Stick to what your plan is. Don't just chase the latest fad and don't get hung up thinking, oh, it's going to be a pullback. So new all-time highs are a positive. So there's number 1. All right, positive topic number 2, inflation is cooling. Fed rate cut is maybe coming. Now, we've always heard this year we have inflation and we're going to have a bunch of rate cuts. And right now, look, we haven't had any cuts. Now, the data is starting to show softening economy and all the other things, stuff that the Fed chairman has been talking about, what he wants to see. Now, in this chart, you see on the tail end, those little dot plots, that's roughly where they see the Fed funds rates going, hopefully. Most of the time, these dot plots end up looking like a hurricane path, so take it with a grain of salt. But more than likely, next step is down. How fast, how often, and when, nobody knows. But less inflation, potential Fed rate cuts, another positive for you to stay focused and tune out all that noise. Now for number 3. It's not nearly as sexy, but steadier interest rates are good for bonds. One of the things that blew everyone's mind in 2022 when the market was pulling back, aggregate bond, kind of the broad bond index was down approximately 13%. And modern portfolio theory, bonds are kind of supposed to be that balance of your portfolio. Equities take chances. They're going to go up. Bonds, hey, slow and steady, going to win that race. And in 22, everything just outside of the coffee can in your backyard, it was just a rough year. And you can see the fixed income performance, this little heat map. Things are starting to turn positive. You get 23 looking good, was good. 24, we're starting to see some trends. So steadier bond pricing, not rapid rate hike like we saw out of the Fed, a smoother ride, good for bonds. So there's another positive, number 3. All right, positive fact number 4. There's a ton of money in money market funds. Now, years ago, 10, 15 years ago, it was always a battle to find some positive rate. Hey, people get excited over a money market paying 2%, even just 5 years ago. Now, banks and CDs and money markets paying 4 or 5%, 6%, even people are taking that and being like, hey, that's good enough, right? With inflation, though, it's a little bit trickier. And to see how many trillion, that's 6.1 trillion in money market rate funds right now. Think about all that cash sitting on the sidelines. At some point, it's going to go somewhere, right? Yes, you're going to have cash. Yes, it's necessary. Yes, you're going to have that emergency fund. But 6.1 trillion, it's going to go somewhere. So there's positive number 4. All right, reason number 5, and this is probably the most controversial one, presidential election is heating up. So here's number 5. And many of the clients hear me tell this story. I'm on Team USA. Every 4 years, there's a new president or maybe a repeat, but they're my pilot on the plane of Team USA. You don't get on a plane and root against the pilot. I want our next 4 years and the 4 years after that to be the best 4 years in U.S. history. I don't care red or blue. And if you look at this chart, the S&P 500, red or blue, markets tend to go up. So as emotional as this is going to be with the TV ads, the social media ads, your neighbor, your coworker, all talking about election stuff, we're going to focus on longer-term economic trends, focus on earnings, focus on things you can control in your own house and not get caught up. Because regardless of who's in the White House, S&P 500 historically has still done pretty well. So if you found any of these 5 helpful, or if you have any questions, or you just want to get a drink, please reach out, click the link in my bio, book a time. Let's get together, talk about your second half plan for your finances. Thanks so much for listening, and look forward to doing it again soon.